How you guys doing? So, this is Jennifer with Bidden By, and normally when I do these Facebook Live videos, I want to talk about everything we have in the store, because it's a lot, and I really want you to come here, and we want you to go shop online at biddenbydeals.com. But today, I started thinking about it. I think it's a good time for us to start slowing down. I don't know about you, but I've been working my tail off to just stay afloat, really, at this point. Is profit, who knows what that is? I don't think anyone knows what that is this year. But just staying busy and knowing that we're making a difference and we're, still able to pay at least some bills, I think it's stressed us all to the max. And, at some point you just got to stop, or at least slow down. And I thought, what a great thing to do is to stop and slow down and let's wrap some presents, right? I mean, who doesn't? Okay, not everyone loves to wrap presents. Okay, I get it. But if you do, I just want to show you some cute tips. And if you don't love to wrap presents, well, then you're in luck, because we do. So bring your presents to us. If you're in the local Salt Lake area, we will even come get them. We offer delivery and pickup. We'll pick up all your gifts, and within 48 hours, maybe sooner, they'll all be finished. So let's just stop and take a minute to just focus on one thing. Let's just focus on one activity. I think when you work really hard, actually, all my life experience has proven to me that hard work always equals results. Always. I've never seen hard work not come with rewards. I mean, unless you're working really hard at being an asshole, then okay, maybe you're not going to get anywhere. But, if you work really hard and you're providing value, you're going to get results. But I've also noticed the results only come if you stop and let them come. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's why I want to stop and slow down and show you something that I love, wrapping presents. I think it's because I get so excited and I envision people seeing something beautiful that's just for them. So the gift is wonderful, but I think the wrapping on the outside just shows people how much we care about them. So I'm here with my best friend in the world. I got a lot of best friends, but there's no Esme out there. She's special in a million ways, but she's actually an LSW. Oh, that's it. LCSW. And she's just wicked smart. And so I've asked her to join because, again, she loves to wrap presents. But I want her to just chime in and just kind of help us. How do we get through this hard time? What she recommends. She talks to a lot of her clients about this on a daily basis, right? All year we've been talking about how do we get through this year. So we'll just chime in and let's just wrap some presents. So if you'll help me wrap this one. Oh, okay, sorry, baby. Oh, sorry. We got my little monkey over here too. She's kind of grumpy today. Are you grumpy? Did you see that look? So I'm not sure where to start, but let's start with one of my favorite things, and that is making bows. Bows can be extremely complicated. If they cost $10 in the store, there's a reason why. So, but who has $10 to spend on a bow these days? I don't, and I don't want to, even if I did have $10 to spend on a bow. So let me show you everything from a basic bow to a triple layer bow, which is just really fun to make. I'm sure we all have some sort of ribbon that looks like this. It might even look this bad. This is going to be your most basic bow, and probably what I would think is the easiest bow. Now, you really don't need a whole lot of supplies to do this. You can actually make this bow with nothing but this kind of ribbon, okay? So you're going to take it, and you're just going to think about, well, how big of a bow do I want? I always say go just a little bigger than what you think it's going to turn out like. So you're going to start like this, and you're just going to layer it over and over. You want to leave a little tail, right, because all bows have tails. So find your midpoint, if that's how big you want your bow to be. Then grasp that in the middle, right? And then you're just going to keep going like this. You're going to go like this. And you're just going to do that repeatedly, okay? Now, I'm not going to keep doing it as big as I normally would make it because we might be here a while. And we don't want to take up too much of your time tonight. And I have a lot of things I want to show you. I was extremely blessed to have a mom that loved to wrap presents. So I guess... thank you, Mom. I loved learning how to wrap presents from you, and I can't wait to share that with everyone today because she taught me just some really great things, and it actually got to the point where everybody in my family brought me the presents to wrap. I mean, I think by the time I was 12, I was wrapping everybody's presents. I drew the line, though, at wrapping my own, okay? I said, all right, that's enough, people. At least try and surprise me at Christmas. So, yeah, I remember Dad coming to me and saying, quit, Jen. wrap Mom's presents, wrap Joey's presents for me. So I'm just going to do that a few more times. And then again, just make sure you leave the other end of the tail. And whenever I do tails, I like to do a cute little angle cut. And let's go ahead and do an angle cut on that one. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to put little notches inside the ribbon. Okay? And so what I meant by you don't necessarily need other supplies to do this, you don't. You can take, Esme, will you just hold that for me a second for me? So you can take just a piece like this, and you're going to cut it, and then what you need is just a little thin piece of this exact same color. So I'm just, I don't know if you need to come closer or not, Masami, can you see it okay? And you're just going to tear it just so you have just a little thinner piece, okay? And you can also use that maybe with some thinner ribbon, but again, I just want to show you how to do these as simple as possible. So now I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to cut notches in on each side. So I'm going to do a little corner here, like that. Just like that. Now the person who showed me how to make this bow was Debbie Shell. She was my mom away from mom. I love Debbie. Debbie is one of the most extraordinary women on this planet. What she puts up with, and she's just a fabulous mom. She is just a wonderful person. So if you're watching this, Debbie, I still remember all those wonderful things you taught me. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to cut in a little triangle on the other side. What I'm trying to do is just get the middle to be as thin as possible, because if we were to tie it with just it being this thick, it just wouldn't turn out well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep, like I said, just do that little triangle here. And so if you were to look at it when we're done, what you've got is this really thin, or at least thinner center piece, okay? And so now this is where you would come in, and you would just take this piece, and you would tie it together just like that. But I came prepared. I love wire. Wire is the best way to do bows. So as long as it, I don't even know what gauge this is. The thinner the better, but you don't want it too thin. And oh, by the way, we have lots of wire. You can go to our online store and order some, or you're welcome to come in to the store and get some. So I'm going to use wire, and I'm going to go just like that. And then I'm going to twist it, right? I just want to get this as tight as I can. And this also makes it really easy for you to attach it to a present. Now, you've already got a beautiful bow to put on a present, right? But you can also just kind of flare it out a little and then make the bows kind of offset each other so they're just not all congruent. And so that's why you make it thin like that. It's just, you just want to give it some body, right? And so now you just keep going. You're just going to do a gentle tug on the bows, get them to kind of offset each other, just like that. Now, normally, like I said, I would have done that repeatedly, probably 12 more times, and you'll just have this big, beautiful bow. It just, guys, it looks gorgeous. And it only takes, I mean, especially once you get really good, it takes less than 2 minutes to do this. So, you know, you wrap your present, you put that bow on it. How much did it cost you? Maybe 10 cents, right? Given how much this whole thing cost you. So that is a beautiful way to do a quick bow, and it matches the present, yada, yada, all that good stuff, okay? So that's your basic bow. My partner at the time thought I was crazy because I loved making bows so much. But when I discovered that they actually make bow sets, I mean, this is crazy. Here I am. I'm a contractor. I'm a business owner. And my secret is I love to make bows. I bet none of you knew I was so domesticated. Before I do that, though, there's also these options. So this was on sale. It was 50 cents. If you want to look like you made a bow, but you really didn't, I want to show you these bows. These are really fun. So they're pretty big, too. So you're going to unwrap it. It's pretty long. And then on the inside here, you're going to find 2 pieces of ribbon. And then you're just going to pull.
Wow.
Isn't that great? And when you're done, ta-da! Isn't that gorgeous? And then, obviously, you got a little bit of a long tail here, but it's a tail.
You can go around a present with.
Yes, exactly. You can wrap not only in this direction, right, but you can cross it over here in the back, just like this, and bring it around this way, and wrap your present just like that. So these bows are magnificent. I love these bows. And I think I have about 50 of them because after every Christmas I go a little crazy. You know, I'm probably one of the few people I know that loves December 26th more than I love December 25th, but that's just me. I love deals. I started an entire store because I love deals so much. I guess I should rephrase that. I love sharing deals. I love deals myself, but I don't need all this stuff for me, right? I just want to pass them along. Okay, so let's talk about the bow maker. You actually don't even necessarily need a bow maker to make these bows. What's wrong, honey?
Not comfy.
Okay, well then get comfy, silly. Sorry, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk. So this is called the Bow It All, but they make all sorts of different kinds, but I love Stacy. I think she did a magnificent job. This is just a simple double loop bow that I did before. And, you know, you can make cool presents out of the most unique things. So I think, where did I put that tin can? I just had this basic tin can. Anna, this is for you. No, I'm not going to tell you what's in it. Oh, thank you, my love. Yeah, we don't want to spill that, do we? Thanks, honey. So I got some double stick tape, which is around here somewhere. And I'm going to, I only need a little bit, right? Because I want to match. So I'm going to put this bow on the outside here, and I'm going to line it up with the seam right there. And then we're going to just paste that bow on it. Voila, beautiful, beautiful present done. Okay? So I'm going to take this.
Can I use some of this?
Sure, honey, that's all yours. So Esme, what was it like growing up with you? Did your mom love to wrap presents? Did she teach you how to wrap presents growing up?
You know, I don't even remember who taught me.
Yeah.
I think it was, I always had a lot of aunts and uncles and grandparents around. So I think it was probably one of my aunts, but I was like you, I wrapped all the presents
Nice.
as well. I don't think I have developed the skills that you have. You've really learned the technique, but I did pretty well.
Nice. Well enough everybody wanted you to do it for them.
Yes.
Right?
And I think I like it for the same reason. It really was nice to just sit down and slow down and make something look beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. And that it wasn't just about the gift inside, but it was kind of about the experience and the presentation.
Isn't presentation, I mean, we all know they say presentation's everything, and I don't think people really understand quite what that means.
Well, quite the effect it has on us and what it actually does for us. I mean, a big part of the holiday, and that's why I've actually even told people this time of year, your environment's so important that even if you're not having anyone over, because these are such strange times, do something in your home, because your environment really has a huge impact on how you feel.
Right.
And that's the same thing with the presentation and packaging of gifts. It's not always about the gift, in fact, but it's about what you're creating and how that makes you feel in the memories that are created around it.
When I think people feel the energy, explain it, but that doesn't feel right. But when someone picks up a present, I've never seen someone pick up a present and go, ugh. You know, I think, well, and the more beautiful it is.
They can feel the intention you put behind it.
Right.
And that you spent time really thinking about it and caring for it. Yeah.
And I've even had people say, I'm not unwrapping that. We're leaving that just the way it is.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and put just a cute little tag on here. I think we'll do Santa's Cutest Elf. And that's something I've really come to love too. It's just all the different tags out there. So we've gone from just the basic, you know, stick-on ones to now we have these beautiful three-dimensional tags. I mean, this one has glitter. I mean, this one is actually...
Oh, it's a snow globe.
It's a snow globe. That's a Jack. I mean, that's a gift in itself.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not sure when it was, when I started doing this, but I actually got to the point where I started keeping bows because I put so much time and effort into them. So people would be done unwrapping presents, and I would go around and collect all the bows.
Yeah.
For next year. So there we go. Oh, look at that. Super cute.
Yeah, that's
Santa's Cutest Elf. And then we just stick on our bow, and That's done. Double stick tape. That's amazing. That does some good work.
Well, and with this time of year where maybe there's not as much busyness because we're not spending as much time with our friends and family like we usually do.
True.
Doing some of these things and adding more meaning for yourself is a way to connect and to kind of cope, I think, this time of year.
This feels good.
Yeah.
This feels good. I feel good.
Take the extra time that you might have, maybe the space, a little bit of a slower pace, and really slow down and enjoying, those moments if you can. In whatever traditions, it's very hard not to be with the people we love, but there's still so many things that we can do for ourselves and make meaning in our daily lives.
I was going to say, even if you have, I was just thinking about that, it's like, okay, there's two things I've learned on how to cope with my depression. The first one is creativity, to do something with my hands, which is probably, is that a good thing that I'm so good at crafts? Because that tells you what level of depression I have. But I have honed so many of these techniques because it was coping and dealing with depression. It's better than drugs and alcohol. So I learned that crafts and beautiful things like this were my way of making that happen. And the other thing is, I forget who told me this, and I've heard it a few different times, but it's when you're having a terrible time, a terrible crisis in your life, the best thing to do is to go and serve others. Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking, well, who can I wrap presents for? Who can I help in my neighborhood that maybe doesn't have the capacity to do that anymore? So,
yep.
Oh, thanks, baby. Okay, so let's make a really pretty bow, and then I want to show you some cool wrapping techniques. So we're going to throw that on there. We're going to make a big one. I mean, we're going to go big with this ribbon making, okay?
And
so
does this have wire in it?
Oh, yeah, this has wire.
Oh, nice.
Wire is the best. Sure, you can help me. Let's make sure we leave a long tail on this bow, okay? So you're gonna think about the center of your bow being right here. Yeah, you can put your green one right there. So I'm going to start my bow here. I'm going to make sure there's a long enough tail so I can do whatever I want with it when I'm finished. I'm just going to hold this here. And just remember, so there's two different kinds of wire bow. There's going to be the one, here, why don't you make it on this one over here, baby? So you're going to have, here, actually, you know what? I think this will be the better one to do for the example. No, Mommy, remember, I told you Mommy needs to do this first. Then we'll make a bow for you. I think this one is the same. Yep, this one is the same on both sides. So let's do a little bit of a simpler bow first. And then we can move on to something more complicated that is only the same on one side. Okay? So, honey, will you let Mommy do this? And then you can do yours? Okay. I love you. Thank you. Okay, so again, just leave a long enough tail. And I'm just going to hold it here. And all you're going to do is a bunch of figure eights. So this is actually going to be a triple bow, but I'm going to triple the triple bow. So I'm coming through here, and then I bring it over like this. And I'm going to do a figure eight, just like that. Okay? I'm going to do it pretty tight. And then I'm going to come through the next row here and do another figure eight. Come around there. And then come through here, just like that. And again, through there. And I'm just going to keep doing figure eight. So that one looks good. So I'm all done there. And then I'm going to scrunch it down, right? Because I want to keep adding layers to my bows. So if you have a cutting board and some razor sharp chopsticks, you can make your own bow and all. So next, I'm going to come back to this very back one, and I'm going to start the process all over again. So I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to keep making the figure eights. This is actually what I did for my Christmas tree. I was at Joann's or Michael's or something. I saw the most beautiful bows, but they were $10, $15 a piece, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to learn how to make bows. And I made, and you know what's fun is you can do bows like this, but then you can add in other bow material, and I don't know.
Well, and you've also found that this is a really fun way to decorate your home.
It is. Bows do.
And it's not expensive.
Right.
You can really add a lot of festivity.
I want some red, Mommy.
Okay, well let's find some red, honey. There we go. Okay, so now I'm back to the front again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that figure right here in the front. And again, I'm going to scrunch it down. There we go. Thanks for joining me. I mean, I don't know how many people love to watch people make ribbons, but this is, I don't know, I really enjoy this. And I hope if you don't have a bow maker, I hope you go get one. I think you'll find, I think you'll discover all kinds of new things when you start engaging and making things pretty, not only for your home, but just for presents. So, or you'll trust my ability in making your presents nice. I really do. I hope, we've wrapped quite a few presents for people already, but we still have quite a few supplies left, so
Yeah,
bring them
tell us
in.
what you're offering.
Oh, I know, I should probably explain that. So we have different pricing for different levels of, so there's wrapping, and wrapping is the least expensive option. But then we also have gift bags. We have a ton of beautiful gift bags, Hallmark gift bags. And then we also have gift boxes that are already boxed up like this one here. And so they just go up in price. If you do a package deal, it's a little bit less expensive. You know, I think for every 5 packages you get a percentage off. And again, oh, and theme. So I think wrapping should match the person. So if you want, so there's 3 different classes of wrapping, okay? You've got masculine, feminine, and neutral. You have modern, traditional, or I guess I'm calling it cartoon-ish. I still haven't found the right word for that. And then you have the character themes. You know, do you want it to be the Grinch, or do you want it to be Baby Shark? Or, I mean, we have all kinds of cute different options when it comes to the wrapping. So you just pick if you want simple masculine, we can do that. If you want, oh, thanks, baby. If you want stunning, sophisticated feminine, we can do that. I mean, we can match anything. Okay, well, that's the fun part. Okay, so we're done. We are ready to do the next piece. So this is kind of where it gets a little bit tricky, which is tricky. Why you should leave it to a professional. Let's see if I get this right, Esme. So we're going to bring this piece over.
Yes.
Right? Okay, we're going to bring this piece over like this. And then I'm just going to bring this piece just like this, okay? Just like that. And now I'm going to bring this piece underneath. And there are tons. Please, honey. You know, we talked about this. So this is where YouTube videos are great. I mean, when I first started making bows, is exactly where I learned how to do it. And so now we've got both pieces right here. To make it easy on yourself, just go ahead and cut it here. I mean, you can see how long the other piece is. Make it just a little bit longer. Just go ahead and cut that piece and get that out of here. Okay, now this is where we switch hands though. Okay, so I went from being like this, right? Now I'm going to switch hands, and I'm going to bring this, whoops! Oh, I'm going to bring this over like this. And this is where, do I go over like this? Oh no, I go under, over like this. Yes. So I bring this piece under here.
So you put it over the top and then under.
And then I switch hands again, and then that is what's called a locking C. And you can actually see right here, see the C. So you see this ribbon, how it comes through and goes right there? That is your locking C knot. So you don't need wire to do this. You don't need to do a double knot. And then, as Stacy, the creator of this, calls it, it's called just walking the knot to get it tighter. So, you know, scrunch that down. And you're just going to keep walking the knot. And the nice thing is you have plenty of time to adjust the knot. If it's not in the center, you have plenty of time to fix that. Just going to walk it a little bit more and walk it. And at this point, what I do is I take the whole thing off, and then I can really get that knot tighter. I'm so pretty. I like these. Next, we're going to actually wrap a present to put this on. It's going to be gorgeous. All right, so there we go. Best part is still to come. So we can go ahead and get this out of the way for a minute. Oh, thanks, love. So I'm just going to keep tightening this. Make sure you don't want to tighten it too hard, because then, like that just happened, you'll pull some of the ribbon through. Okay, so it doesn't really, I mean, with the C in there, it doesn't really have to be that tight, right? I mean, who's unwrapping these presents anyway? So now comes the fun part. Okay, now you're going to actually get in here and we're going to fluff out our bows. Okay, we're going to make this
And this is where that wire comes
gorgeous.
in handy.
Yeah, the wire gives it shape. I think we heard on one of the videos, you know, wire ribbon is very forgiving. It just looks beautiful no matter how bad you make your bow look. But the technique I showed you earlier where you're just doubling and doubling and doubling, with wire you can do that because all I would have to do is take a piece of wire and cinch it tight, and so you don't even really need that machine. We could make a beautiful bow without the bow at all, just fine. So don't think you need anything fancy or sophisticated. That's still one of the most beautiful things about this day and age is you can learn how to do anything at all, either by watching silly, passionate people like me or actual professionals on YouTube. You know what I was thinking about? So I've been in construction for quite a while, and we're actually talking about launching the construction company, Babs Construction, now that the store has a hold, and I've got my awesome store manager, Masami, and we've got just a wonderful crew. We've got a great crew entering product into the online. We've got a great crew in the warehouse. It's just fantastic. The store has made it. And it made it through COVID. I'm not even sure how. But the store is alive and well, and you know, we're going to be bringing people deals for years to come. So now we're talking about getting the remodeling company, Babs Construction, back online. And I thought, you know what I really want to do is I want to empower people. Of course, I want to have people hire us. I mean, that's the whole point. But, you know, if you can fix your sink yourself, I want to show you how to do that. We want to show you how to do that. And especially single moms. You know, I mean, you guys, I hear you. I know how hard this is. It is hard. I want to give you as much self-esteem and confidence as I can to tackle some of these things by yourself. But then I had to think, why haven't I been doing that? Why haven't I been making videos and sharing everything I know? Because it was shared with me. I want to share it with others now. And I thought long and hard about it, and it was actually Survivor. Survivor, I don't know, quite an experience, and I can't wait to write my book and to talk all about that experience. Don't worry, CBS, I'm not going to go telling everybody your secrets. They'll sue me for everything I've got. I know that. Yes, remember, chicken wing. Sorry, baby, chicken wing. Oh, you're getting kind of warm. Kids in their colds this year. Let's see, what wrapping? Will you pick me a wrapping paper that's going to match that, Esme?
That's a great idea.
So
I
then
would love to see you wrap.
So then I started thinking about, you know, what happened with Survivor to make me not want to do videos or not even be on social media. If you guys look at my social media, I didn't do a lot for a long time. And I think it's because, you know, you've all heard with reality television, it's not real. Well, the conditions are real. You are starving. I got bit on my face by a centipede 8 times the first night. I had a flesh-eating worm in my ear. Like, it was eating my ear. I mean, it was full of blood, and it was great. I mean, my ear was bleeding. Like, flesh-eating, parasite, worm, whatever it was, for day 2 and 3. Day 4, I remember, it's not that it was, like, detrimental, but a chicken pooped on me from head to toe. One of them grabbed it to kill it, and he went like this, and it just went, whoosh, and I just stood there. I was like, oh, this is insane. Day 5, I got 3rd or 2nd degree burns on my eyelids. Like, if you look at me in the last tribal, my face is jacked. I got 2nd degree burns on my eyelids, and like half my eyebrows are missing. And the flint, we were trying to make a fire, and it blew up. And I went like this, and there was flint on my skin, so it, you know, it seared my skin off. And I kept going like this, and I kept saying, oh my gosh, why does this hurt? And they said, well, you're ripping skin off your face. So there was that. There's no mirrors out there. And then day 6, Alicia and I ate a very poisonous plant and got chemical burns in our mouth and our throat. So I know you guys all think you voted me off. No, the universe was just saving my life. That's why I got voted off. The universe was like, okay, we're going to give her a break. And I remember the producers coming up to me and even saying, you know, oh, we're so disappointed. I mean, I can't prove it, but Jeff pretty much tried to save my ass. He really didn't want to see me go. It was an hour and a half tribal, for goodness sake. That's a pretty long tribal. But anyway, they were so disappointed because we couldn't wait to see what happened to you next.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Anyway, I'm just going to make room. But what happened after that is because people saw 7 minutes of an hour and a half, and then boy, they picked some good 7 minutes. I've never looked more stupid. And that was really hard for me because I consider myself an intellectual. So that was really, really hard to look that dumb. And not just dumb, but to look that dishonest. When that's what I pride myself on. That's actually why I think the number one reason I got kicked off is I don't like lying. I don't like that. I'm actually terrible at it. But what happened after is I've never gotten so many hate mails. I had thousands. I mean, after 1,000, I quit counting. Thousands of hate mail, Facebook messages, everything. Any way you can actually get a message, I got it. They made YouTube videos about me. They compared me in Belize. I think, the Statue of Christ. They actually put me on that. I mean, it was just insane. And you could see I developed a little bit of a PTSD from that. I didn't sleep for 2 months because I was actually afraid to go to sleep. It was weird. It was just a lot of energy. I mean, with a viewership of 8 million people, it was a lot of energy coming to me. Even if I couldn't hear or see what people thought, it was just a lot of energy. And it just jaded me. It's like, you know what? My life is my life. I don't need to share it with anyone. And so at this point, if anybody has anything mean to say, I'm deleting your freaking comment because I don't need it. My inner enemy is worse than any of your comments anyway. Hey, no, you can help me in a second. So here we are. Okay, but I realized I'm not going to let that impact me anymore. Hey, listen, we're on video. We're just going to finish this and then we'll go cuddle, okay? Here, do you want your blankie? Okay, you want to help? Okay, watch. First, we're going to cut the tape. So first, we're going to talk about things not to do when wrapping.
Yes.
Okay, Mommy.
And because I remember I think I was 6 years old, and it's like, I'm ready to wrap, Mom. And so yeah, first of all, don't do this. Don't tape.
Oh, the end
Wrapping
of the wrapping paper.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Come on, let go.
Because it's always going to,
Yeah, it's always going to do
Hair.
that.
Okay.
Okay, so these days, they put these really nice lines in for us, and I love that. But now that this piece is ruined, this is actually perfect. Don't be this person, okay? Don't go like this. And then go like this. Don't be that person. That is a big no-no in wrapping paper. Can you believe there's actually conditions and rules in wrapping? I'm almost embarrassed to even tell people these.
That's funny.
That's not the way you do it. That's not what you want to do. What makes it easier, I promise, when you're wrapping gifts, is you're going to cut all the way through. Just make a nice, clean cut. If you have some really good scissors, you usually can glide, but these are, oh my God, I don't think I can use these. Those are terrible. Let's see if this pair is any better. We have been using these to wrap or to open boxes, so I can kind of see whether or not that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were going to do the kitty one. Let's get the kitty first. So like I said, we're just going to cut straight through. If you have any left over, it's perfect for stocking stuffers and things like that. So make sure there's no prices on it. And I think this is factory seal. Let's see. It looks like it was until I did that. And then, okay, we're just going to kind of measure and make sure we get the right amount. And then, of course, you want to make sure if you fold it over, it can fit. But let's do right about here. Okay, we're just going to go all the way down. Fortunately for this, it's the perfect size as is. But if it wasn't, what's wrong, love bug?
I'm not comfy.
Okay, well, do you want to get down and go somewhere else? You can play with those. So, the thing I don't want you to play with is those. Put these back. So, if it was too long, first you cut it lengthwise, and then you're going to just cut off the end. I usually just collect the scraps like that, and they're perfect for the smaller gifts. Okay. I'm also going to show you, the last thing I want to show you tonight, after we finish this one, is I'm going to show you how to wrap a deluxe present. They're for those special Valentine's Day gifts or things like that, but I love doing those. So we'll go like this. I always tell people, try not to put tape on the actual box itself, but it's a puzzle. So who cares? All right, and I'm actually going to try and come up with as many conditions as possible to just think of all the different things. So I know a lot of people, so some people have asked me, how do you match? How do you get this? So on the next present, I'll show you if you want to be one of those people to line up it perfectly. I can show you how to do that. But we have a little bit of excess, so I'm actually just going to fold this. And this will actually give you a really, so that's how you do it, is you figure out where the repeat pattern is. So I would just go, I would start as close as I can right here, and then I'm just going to unroll until I find the repeat in the pattern. And you would actually do it before you cut it, but anyway, that's the trick on that. So we're just going to cut that, but either way, I mean, look at that, it's beautiful. So the sides, couple rules of thumb on the sides. You could, if it was cut perfectly, you know, to where you fold this in the bottom, and it covers everything, but it's actually just a little bit too long. So when it's too long, you do the sides first, okay? And you can see here, what's happened is this is the overlap. So you always want to do the other side first. I'm gonna go like this. I don't think I've ever done it without looking at it. Okay? So you're gonna go there first, and then you're just gonna kind of help this along here. So I'm gonna go in and fold this here. But then when I come in to fold this piece, I just want to make sure that this goes down at the same time. So I'm going to come in, I've got both sides folded in, come in just like that. And then there you go. You have the perfect fold. Now, some people prefer to go like this, so it stays, you know, on the side, but either way, whatever your preference is. There we go. Looks good. And then at this point, you can go like this, which makes it even easier. So we'll come in, same thing. We're going to fold this side in first.
So you fold the bottom and the top the same way?
Yes, bottom and the top, just because it's too long to do one at a time.
Yeah.
And this is, and when I say too long, so you want to cut it so it's just long enough, but not too long, because then you're doing all kinds of fun things to force it to work. If it's too short, it's
not helpful either.
Right, because then you're adding extra pieces.
Yeah.
And I've seen people do that, which is kind of funny.
Or there's a big hole in the side.
Right. And then people just don't care.
This is great. And you just tuck it underneath.
Yep. So there we go. It's perfect. Now, the one thing we have to add with the bow is I still want to put some pretty bow actually on the box.
Oh, yeah.
So, anything's harder when it's still attached. And so if you want to do something cute like this, no, let's not break that, love. Or like this. I know, you're going to help me on the next present. Okay? You want to wrap some of Mommy's presents for her? You and Esme need to wrap Mommy's presents. I'm going to give you presents that she gave me. Because I want her to have fun doing that.
Because we need to have things to look forward to.
Yes!
Even if we know what they are.
I know, even if I know what it is. So I think I told you, but I actually bought myself a Christmas gift. Okay, well here, put some tape on this.
No.
Not on this. You can put tape on that, but not on this. Not yet.
And I just told people what to buy me.
Nice! Right? Well, I mean, you're going to get something. You want it to be something. Okay, go like this. Just like that, sweetheart. There you go. There you go. So the rule of thumb, just so you can get the right amount and not keep it tethered, is you're just going to do a quick measurement.
Okay.
And since it's square, I'm just going to go around twice. And that'll just tell me, okay,
So that will help you
I've got enough.
cross it over?
Yep.
Okay.
And since I'm going to actually tie this onto that bow, I'm going to give it enough room so I have two tails. So I not only have the tail from the bow, I'll have the tail from just a little bit of extra ribbon here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that one like that. And then we can put that aside. All right.
Mom, can I help you with some taping?
When it's time to tape, you absolutely can. So find your center.
Okay.
In more ways than one. And we're going to go like that. Now, some people like to have this pretty thing on the top, but then you have to tape it on the bottom, and that's just tacky. So don't worry too much about what it looks like on bottom. I'm going to make the top look just like this. And the way you do it, and it's okay if it's not completely even, like you could tell that this one is a little bit longer than this one. You just go underneath.
Oh.
Just go underneath like this, and then go underneath the other side. Careful, love bug. And then when you tie it, it's going to look just like it does on the bottom. Okay. See, just like that. And then where's the bow, hun?
Right there.
Oh, awesome. I put it over there. And then we're going to put this on here. And there's a couple ways we can do it. We can take, actually what I'll do is I'll just take the tail, and I'm going to put the tail underneath.
Oh,
And
so
I'm gonna
you
tie
just
the
tie
tail.
the present, tie
Yep.
the bow
My
onto the present.
favorite.
Yes.
Oh, that's
we'll just
great.
tie this on here, and now we have two
Letters?
tails
Oh.
going out both sides, right? And then you can just do this to make it fluff out again. Gosh, I hope Kelly's not watching this, because then she's gonna see what we got her.
No.
Mommy, what are these?
Let's see. I don't know. What is it, love? Oh, those look like. Oh, that's confetti.
Confetti.
So, if you want us to wrap presents and you want us to be kind of pranksters about it, we fill the present with confetti. We've had a few people want, you know, special. So basically, whatever you want done with those presents, we can make it happen. But it looks really pretty, but nobody wants confetti everywhere, right? So
That
okay,
is gorgeous.
isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
So let's just shorten these a little bit, like this. Just so they don't hang over the present. No, don't you dare put those out, baby girl.
Mhm.
We'll be here a while cleaning that up, honey. And then we can add on our cute tag. And that's the other thing. So if you're a big scrapbooker, then you probably have a lot of die cutters. I actually use these in the store to make price tags. So I love the die cutters because then you can actually take the wrapping paper itself or just any kind of pretty paper and make your own tags.
Mm.
So again, ways to keep it inexpensive, but still really beautiful. All right, so I don't know how much time we've been doing this, but I am actually going to let's save the deluxe wrapping for another time, because I don't want to take too much more of your guys' time. So next time we tune in, I'll do a few more wrapping techniques. I really want to show you the deluxe just because, you know, talk about what if you can only afford, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it, a $5, $10 present, but you really want to put time and energy into it. I'm going to show you how to make that present shine. Yes, love. That's a great idea, honey. You can put them in there. So thanks for tuning in. And remember, Bid and Buy can take care of all your wrapping needs for you. You're welcome to send questions. And please visit us online, www.bidandbuydeals.com, or come see us, 4700 South 900 East, Suite 43. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.